Hello and welcome to part 149 of Let's Play Dangan Ronpa. By the end of this episode we should be in the class trial. So, when we left off everyone was like, stay away from me, Nagi. So I was like, and I got a picture which was like, everyone else is connected to my mastermind. And it's like, holy crap. Anyway, when I returned to the biolab, the very first image that greeted my eyes was of her collapsed on the floor. What the fuck? Fuqua? Obviously I'm not going to click on Fuqua. Of course I am. Oh, and there's a frickin' body. One of the containers is open, but Fuqua! Fuck! Fuqua! What part of Fuqua means frickin'... I barely started recording and it already goes and fucks it up. Alright. I'll be back in a second, folks. Fuqua? Are you okay? That sounds really frickin'... I think I've got a problem with my throat. Oh, thank you. Yes, I have Star Wars: The Old Republic up. No, it isn't because I wanted to, it's because I accidentally clicked to open it. Who the fuck goes on that anyway? Do you know how much money that game cost me? That game cost me like £100 because I bought the collector's edition and then I paid for the subscription. And then I went, oh yeah, by the way, the subscription's free now, like a week after I paid for subscription. And it was like, well, that's just £50 that I could have saved. Anyway. Fuqua, are you okay? She's not dead, is she? I guess that answers that. Whoa. It's frickin' Arctic up in here. I could catch a cold. You're right, you could, sleeping in a place like this. Sleeping? Oh, silly me, I must have passed out again. Then you came and found me, saw me sleeping, and Yo, Johnny was like, oh, like, boy, oh, right, she's... No, not at all, Genocider. No, it was not. Then what, did you climb up? Did you titter like a schoolgirl? Anyway, why'd you faint? Haven't the faintest. I woke up and I was asleep. Little Miss Gloomy must have done something. That's right, when you change personalities, you don't keep one another's memories. Bingo. We may share the same knowledge, but we don't share the same memory. But quit talking like that's a con or something. It's actually a pretty huge pro. I mean, come on, I can remember things she can't. It's like 2 for the price of 1. I mean, I think 1 for the price of 2 fits better. Anyway, where's my boo? Tell me, are you dead? I think Togami's performing his own investigation somewhere. By himself? I imagine so. I knew it, not that I had any doubts. I'm a pro when it comes to my white knight. Anyways, gotta go, my white knight must be oh so lonely without me. Fuqua ran off, her incomparably disturbing laugh fading to nothing as she disappeared into the hall. Crap, that's right, I forgot to ask her about that picture. Though I probably couldn't have gotten anything out of Genocider. Plus, I've got more important things to worry about right now. Like what caused Fuqua to pass out. Couldn't have just been a coincidence, something had to have triggered it. Obviously, as I tried to show you before, it was this. One of the refrigerators is open. I was in here last, I'm positive they were all shut. That's what I did? That's what did it. That's why Fuqua fainted. Kirigiri. Sorry to keep you waiting. Are you feeling better? I apologize for worrying you. No apology necessary. That aside, Nagi, this room... Yes? Looks like some kind of morgue. Yeah, it is. So I was right. Fuqua fell unconscious because she looked inside the refrigerator. You knew she had fainted? Just now I crossed paths with Genocide running through the halls. I thought you might have sneezed, but now that I've seen this room, I understand what really happened. In an attempt to investigate this room, she opened the refrigerator, and seeing the corpse inside, she lost consciousness. Always causing trouble. Always causing trouble, isn't she? In any event, we can't just leave the fridge open like this, so we should close it back up. Ah, yeah. Give me a hand, Nagy. Hugo approached the refrigerator, placed her hand on the door, and stopped. What is it? Seems it's a little too soon to put this body back to rest. What? Why? Because the corpse here belongs to Mikuru Kusaba. Mikuru Kusaba? Seriously, Mikuru Kusaba's body is inside that storage unit? Imagine it was brought here during the class trial, as has happened every other time. So the postmaster did it. Since he didn't think we'd be revisiting Mikuru Kusaba's trial, most likely yes. In any case, I can finally examine her body. That's right, she didn't have time to look at the body before the last trial. I'll begin my examination right away. And this time I'll find the evidence we need to grab the puppet master by the tail. So, what should I do? Wait, over there? I'll tell you what I found once I'm done. Over there, huh? And of course, in no time at all, Kurogiri has already discovered everything. I should see what Kurogiri has to say about that group photo. She was, after all, in the picture. Hey Kurogiri, if it wouldn't get in the way of your investigation, there's something I'd like to ask. Yes? About that announcement Monokuma made earlier. Talking about that hint nonsense, I didn't go. You didn't? Why not? A hint from him at a time like this couldn't be anything but an attempt to throw us off track. Furthermore, I want to solve the mysteries myself without any help from him. Yeah, I understand that. I kind of wanted to talk to her what she thought, but I guess that's not happening. From the way she's acting, I can't imagine she's trying to trick me. So that means the picture really is another one of the Puppet Master's traps set to mislead me. Yeah, that's gotta be it. If not, it just doesn't make any sense. And again, I should see what? Yeah, I know that. Yeah, you've already, said all this crap. These refrigerators are for storing dead bodies. I'm nowhere near brave enough to take a look inside. I can't leave, not yet. What? What am I supposed to do? The lights from the left unit are switched on blue, but the right ones on the right are off. The lights must indicate which containers are in use. The lights indicate which containers are in use. Taking into account the one Mikuru Kusaba's body is in, a total of 9 units have their lights turned on. 9. 9 lights? Wrong. Alright, so now can I talk to Kurogiri? Was that just like a, you've got to click this and we're not going to tell you to click it? No. No it isn't. No it isn't, not at all. For the love of God, just stop it. Stop it. Okay, seriously, what am I supposed to do? Okay, right, I already know all of this. No, I already have that information. I'm all done, Nagy. Already? That was fast. Taking one's time is easy, completing a job quickly requires skill. I'll make my explanation quick too. So, what do you come up with? Performed a thorough investigation of the corpse's wounds and traces of blood left on the body. It's highly likely that the wounds to both the abdomen and the back of the head were incurred post-mortem. What? Because of the burns it's hard to be positive, but I'm almost certain. So basically neither of them could have been the cause of death. Then her true cause of death, as a result of severe damage caused by an explosion of the identity of the corpse. of the deceased is unknown. The explosion occurred post-mortem. The deceased suffered a single knife wound to the abdomen and extended to the back of the body. The signs of trauma were visible on the back of the deceased's head, which appeared to have been caused by a strike from a cylindrical object approximately the same diameter as an iron pipe. Additionally, there were numerous wounds visible in multiple locations on the deceased's body. However, these wounds were not incurred in the last few days, but at some time earlier. That only leaves her numerous wounds all over her body, but I thought those were supposed to be old. Nowhere does it say they're old wounds. What? One of whom file simply says these wounds were not incurred in the last few days. There's a difference? There's a big difference, specifically in what they each imply. You seem to have conflated the phrase incurred at some time earlier with old wounds, but by doing that you've trapped yourself in a corner. The phrase old wounds implies that they have nothing to do with the murder, doesn't it? I'm just saying they do. But we were given the Monokuma file right after she was murdered, weren't we? So wounds incurred more than a few days prior to then couldn't possibly be the cause of death. What if the murder itself didn't occur in the last few days? Huh? It's one possibility, is it not? One possibility. Detectives don't have superpowers. We can't just look at a crime and divine the truth right there and then. On the contrary, the best detectives consider numerous possibilities in the beginning, not ensnaring their thought processes with common sense, prejudices, or preconceived notions. They then explore each and every one of those possibilities over the course of their investigation. Now, there's much point in me teaching you how a detective thinks, but it would be wise to keep it in mind so long as you intend to continue solving mysteries. While we're at it, if there's anything you'd like to ask me about the body, you should do so now. Oh yeah, there was one thing. I was looking at Mikuro Kusaba's profile earlier and had her height, weight and such listed. Height 169 centimeters, weight 44 kilograms, bust 80 centimeters, waist 55 centimeters, hip 82 centimeters, am I right? You remembered all of that? Those measurements match this body precisely. So, she really is. On top of that, there's also the fan rear tattoo, so I'd say there's no room for doubt. This body is Mikuro Kusaba's. Is that all you wanted to know? Yeah, I think so. In that case, we're done with her corpse. Let's get out of here, it's freezing. Ah, hold on, shouldn't we put her body back? We're kind of bad just leaving her out like this. You'd feel bad? Have you forgotten she's one of our enemies? She's a member of Super Duper High School Despair. But she was murdered, so that makes her a victim too. Have you heard the saying, you reap what you sow? I mean, yeah, you're right, but still. You really are soft. Unbelievably so. However, wouldn't the fact that she lent me her hand and didn't abandon me mean that she too was, in her own words, soft? And with that, we've completed our investigation of this room. From here, we go our separate ways again. Just 1 second. Said one more thing. Something I had to ask you about. The notebook I found in that locker room. I had to find out. Hold on. Why do you carry on, like, fucking up here? This bit of the game is bugged. Hey, Kirigiri? There's one last thing I'd really like to ask you about. And what would that be? You're absolutely sure that you haven't made contact with your dad since coming here? What? What do you mean by that? Oh, crap. Touched a nerve. You know that there's a locker room on the dorm second floor, right? I do, yes. But the lockers that can only be opened with the owner's electro ID, no? Here's the emergency electro ID. Ah, for one in the headmaster's room. And what did you find in those lockers? A notebook, and as far as I can tell, it could only belong to you. And what makes you think that? As I just said, only the locker's owners can get inside, no? There's no way those lockers were assigned to us. After all, we only just recently gained access to that area, so I couldn't possibly have put anything in it. Anyway, why would I need to put a notebook in a locker? Well, yes, you're right about that. The author of the notebook refers to the headmaster as my father. then just maybe those videos were the real thing too. Videos? Nagy, it seems everything's come together, albeit in the worst way possible. What do you mean? I'm going to the locker room now. I want to confirm what you told me with my own eyes. Then you should take the headmaster's letter ID, that way. Not necessary. If I'm right, my letter ID should open that locker. After all, it's undoubtedly my locker. Your locker. If you watch this, you'll understand. What's this? A DVD? 78th class emergency interviews. I found this in the hidden room after you left. I don't have time to explain my theory in detail, so watch that instead. But when you do, I'm sure you'll realize what it means. For my notebook to have ended up in that locker without my knowledge. I'm not really sure I get it, but it sounds like there's something important on this DVD. One more thing, Nagy. Would you mind if I rambled at you for a bit? What about? Start from the end. I was unable to sort things out. Rather, I found myself growing less and less certain of things, including my own feelings. She's talking about her dad, isn't she? Well, to find out what's happening there, join me for the next episode, because I'm not going to finish. Actually, no, I've got to stop recording, so I'll stop recording now. Start in a minute. I'll be back in a sec, folks. Just doing this in 3 takes now, aren't I? Alright, this episode might be a little bit longer than usual, because of it being me trying to run all the way up to the class trial. So, and because this is happening, so the reason I stopped recording, was my brother was right outside my door, just sat there. That's one question I'll never be able to answer, not now and not ever. All because of the Puppet Master. There's one thing that has made itself clear to me. I can't let the Puppet Master go unpunished. I want nothing more than to defeat him, and I now have one more reason to do so. An intense flame has risen in Kirigiri's eyes, a determination to triumph over the Puppet Master. It's odd that I would come to feel this way after learning of that man's death. Had he been alive and well, living a happy life, I'm sure I wouldn't have given it a second thought.
Nothing.
So why, then, is it so hard for me to accept that that's not how it turned out? It's absurd. I don't understand it one bit. Her lips curved into a smile, and let out a small, sorrowful laugh. Well, that's enough chit-chat for now. There are still things left to be done. Yeah, there are. Never forget that there is only one truth, whether it be just or whether it be unjust, whether it be righteous or whether it be wicked. What do you mean? Even if the truth you find is wrought in despair, don't lose hope. Of course I won't. After all, my one redeeming quality is my optimism, right? That's right. Sorry to bore you with my silly rambling. Well, I'm going to head out now. Until we meet again at the final class trial. With her parting words, Kirigiri left the biolab. Guess I should get going too. I should be able to watch that DVD Kirigiri gave me in the AV room. Maybe the truth really is wrought in despair, like Kirigiri said, but no matter what happens, I won't give in. No matter how terrible the truth might get, there's not a chance in hell I'm letting it defeat me. Alright, so we're going to the AV room after we talk to Kure, who is probably in the botanical garden, isn't he? Nothing else here. Botanical garden, yes. Let's get to it, folks. Hey, Hagakure. Nags! What's wrong with him? Why do you keep... What's wrong? Why do you keep freaking out every time I talk to you? Sorry dude, but I've got somewhere to be. Hagakure ran off like he was trying to get away from me. What the hell, Hagakure? Still haven't been able to ask him about the notebook I found in that locker either. He keeps running away, like he's trying to avoid me. Why? Alright, time to run down to the AV room. And we'll just quickly check that there's nothing else for me to do here. Alright, so I've done those two. Yeah, that's everything. Nothing here. And my game's lagging out a little bit. But I still have to find Asahina and then do the AV room. Nothing here. I already did the archives. So, down to the AV room. Which is somewhere here. There we go. Should be able to watch that DVD here. Alright, let's give it a shot. I saved the DVD I got from Kurigiri into the drive. Doesn't it seem like ages ago when we were last here and he was watching my Zonos? And it was like, holy fucking shit. You know? The video started playing, the screen remained black. I stared at the dark screen. It was only a few seconds I think, but to me it felt extraordinarily long. Suddenly, and without warning, the video began. My Zono? I felt like I'd been struck in the back of the head. It had been so long since I'd seen my Zono's face. Let's begin the interview. I heard the voice of a man sitting in front of the camera. An adult man's voice. You'll have to forgive me. I'll be recording this interview. I'm very good at multitasking. Not talented enough to conduct an interview and take notes at the same time. The man probably intended it as a joke, but my Zono's stern face didn't budge an inch. In a way, this recording is like a substitute for a written contract. It's not that we don't trust you, it's just a precaution, so please don't let it bother you. Well then, I'll get straight to the point. You could very well end up spending the rest of your life here inside this academy. Do I have your consent? Do you have my consent? There was a clear look of uncertainty on my Zono's face. And why wouldn't there be? There's no way she would agree to spend her whole life here. Yes. What? Thank you, and I'm sorry. I promise to do everything in my power to take care of you. On my name as the Kibigami Academy headmaster. Wow, so that was, the video ended there. If I could say the same thing about everything that's happened up to this point, this more than anything, it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, my Zono wanted out of her so badly. She wanted so badly to reunite with her friend and take on her dream, but you threw me under the bus. Then why? Why would she agree to spend her whole life here? The next thing I knew, an unexpected flash of light filled my vision. The video I thought was over had resumed playing. Half reflexively, I turned back down toward the screen. Yeah. What I saw there threw me into an even deeper confusion. Oh, hello. What? It was me. I was beyond a shadow of a doubt looking at myself. Before I begin now, you should know that I will be recording the contents of this interview. I understand. I was sitting face to face with the headmaster. He was talking to me. But for me watching it all take place, I had no memory of it happening. Never mind the interview, I had no memory of I have no memory of having ever even met the headmaster. And yet, well then, I'll get straight to the point. Nagy, you could very well end up spending the rest of your life here inside this academy. Do I have your consent? Yes. No way. I said yes. I'm sorry to have to put you through this. Whatever choice do we have? As long as you're inside the academy, I will do everything in my power to protect you. As the Kibagami Academy headmaster, I give you my word. The voice cut out a second time as I repeated over and over again. Tagami. Fuqua. Asahina. And everyone else, each and every one of them agreed to a life sealed up inside the school, even Kurigiri. There was a recording of her interview too. She really did meet him, the headmaster, her dad. And she responded just as everyone else had when he asked his question. She agreed to spend her whole life there, just as Kurigiri's interview looked like it was about to end. The power of the monitor suddenly cut out. Huh? Other than just the monitor, the DVD player too. Naturally, the video stopped playing. What the? Why did... Well, ladies and gentlemen. We appear to be experiencing technical difficulties. Huh? Technical difficulties? Now of all times. Technical difficulties are never late, nor are they early. They occur precisely when they mean to. It's almost like magic. That's not an accident, that's sabotage, although it wouldn't make a difference either way. It would just be more of the same. Headmaster asking the same question, everyone giving the same answer. After realizing it, I let out a heavy sigh, and when I did, a certain conversation replayed itself in the back of my mind. To find out what that conversation is, join me for the next episode, because this is going on way too long. So, next on the top right, previous on the top left, and until next time, folks. See ya.